Hello, everyone. Welcome to Not a Scratch, the only podcast that believes that Scratch is an overpowered move. I am your host, kind of, your PM, your DM, your GM, and Aru himself. Now, listen. I know. I understand there's been kind of nothing for a while now, and only most of that is my fault. Only most of it. Hi, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. This is a little update thing, with probably a clickbait title. I don't know. I'll decide it when I actually post this. This is me basically saying, hey, wait a minute. Okay, officially, we're on hiatus. Now, the biggest reason for that is, unfortunately, there are 3 people on the show, and all 3 have real life obligations that are all just happening in a perfect way to make it impossible for episodes to be longer than about 15 minutes, which doesn't help by the time we get through our intro and our little spiel of okay, let's talk about random jargon before the actual episode starts. Then we'd have to stop because somebody would have something to do. So we've been unable to get this scheduling done, and so as a result, we're just temporary hiatus. Just imagine this as a Netflix season where season 7 came out and season 8 needs to come out, and there's a random 2-year gap for no reason. That's effectively what this is. But the good news is, this is also a good opportunity for me, who has finally returned to the virtual world after many moons reading books, unrelated thing that I'm doing in the real life, reading a lot of textbooks. This is an opportunity for me to kind of reestablish my presence in the virtual world landscape. Yeah, I don't know. I'm jargoning. There's no script, as you can tell here. I'm just kind of going off the bones here. I don't know. I'm not cutting any of this. This is all going out one take. So we're gonna see what happens here. Anyway, I'm trying to reset the whole online spiel, and this is a great way to start. So, a couple of things I'm going to point out here. Number one, as mentioned previously, Not a Scratch, temporary hiatus. You know the usual deal. Now, the Arc 7 Q&A, not Q&A, sorry. This is how you know I'm out of it. The Arc 7 summary episode. I have it. It's done. I'm not posting it. Here's the reason why. And it is very selfish. It is basically an incentivizing way for you to listen to Arc 7. I'm going to be blunt. I'm going to be upfront here. If I have the Arc 7 summary episode, then obviously you can watch that and listen to that instead of going through the entire Arc 7. And we got to keep those numbers up so when Arc 8 comes around, the podcast isn't, gone. So as a result of that, Arc 7 is there. You will know when the hiatus is over when the Arc 7 summary episode is posted. I'm not going to do at least the plan right now is to not do a, hey guys, we're back. I'll see you in 3 weeks when we're not back. No, we're just going to go jump straight into it. That is the idea that I have in mind. Plans can change, but that's the philosophy that I have here at this point. So as a result of that, this is likely the last thing you'll see on the Not a Scratch feed for a while. However, there's a few other things, side projects, other hustles that all of us do that you may be interested in. Some of which you are involved with and I've ghosted you on, and I apologize for that. However, I think now we can unghost you. So let's talk about that. Number one, while Not a Scratch specifically is not being posted on, there are other things that I do. I'm going to be focusing on myself in this case because it's my show, gosh darn it. I'd run the roost or something. And also the other 2 folks, Daisy and Muhammad, have real-life obligations that are taking them out of it. I just happen to be the one with the most free time right now. So, while Not a Scratch is not getting posted a lot, there are other things that are Not a Scratch adjacent that I post on, so I'm going to throw all of them out there. I apologize if this sounds like a promotional thing, but that is effectively the point of this. If you want to hear from me somewhere else, you can check out these areas. So first off, I'll mention the YouTube stuff. The main channel, the Adoran Region channel, is my gameplay channel, but also recently I've started a TCG channel because I'm very into that. So you can check out the videos that I do there. Some of those are challenge videos, competitive videos, collecting videos. We do a little dabbling of all 3. So if you're interested in any aspect of that, check that out. There's also the Adoran channel, which is the challenge channel that I'm going to be posting on in the next week or so. Just that's going to be similar to this, of an announcement hey, we're back, and do some challenge videos there because I've got a few that I'm working on. I'm going to try to go back to my roots, if that makes any sense. So we'll probably be starting off with a couple of challenges that I've done in the past and try to redo them after so many years. And then from there, we'll jump into new challenge videos on the Pokemon franchise. So those are the big 3 YouTube channels that are there. But of course, there's other areas that I do as well, and that includes the Adoran Cast. Now, many moons ago, I promised the idea of a TTRPG universe, a wrestling organization sort of thing. And that finally is getting started. So if you want to check out the Adorn cast, this Friday is going to be kind of similar to this, an announcement of like, hey, remember me, we're back. Next week, Friday, is going to be a like episode, so to speak, and then it'll slowly progress from there. Now, way back as well, I also announced that, hey, you guys can be in the show. I will get to all of you. I'm going to start this off by doing a bunch of effectively solo stuff, and that'll make it so that I'll have a backlog so that I can get to you and build your stories and slowly build out the universe from there. Also, I think it's easier for you to jump in as a player if you know what's happening in the universe, if that makes any sense. So having a couple of episodes published means that you know where you can charge in and make a stand. If you are not a player and you are interested in watching that or listening to that, again, it is on the Adorn cast. It'll be much shorter than you probably expect. Wrestling shows in real life are 2-3 hours. This is not going to be that. We're going to be lucky if the first few episodes hit a half hour. But I also think that might be beneficial for me as I try to get back into the podcast audio content creation sphere. Those are the two big things there. The third thing I will mention is Patreon. I want to apologize to my Patreon members here on Not a Scratch. If you've been a Patreon member, we have given you kind of nothing. And so we're going to change that. Number one, if you are not a Patreon member, you can be a free member. We occasionally post free stuff on the Patreon, and just on the Patreon alone, it is costing $0, and you'll get random things that we feel don't quite fit onto the Not a Scratch feed, but also we want to share with you, so that goes there. And then, of course, there are various different tiers that are there as well. What I'm going to be doing, actually, is kind of expanding upon something to do, basically, during this hiatus time. So, in the Discord, by the way, I'll jump back on the Discord eventually. In the Discord, if you are a Patreon member, and if you're not, you can find a channel that'll be something along the lines of questions from me. Some sort of feel like that. And what I'm going to do is effectively ask you guys, what are questions you have about the Outcast region? Anything under the sun, as long as I can think of an answer for it. And as long as it doesn't like directly relate to the story at hand. If it's something that it reveals like who's the bad guy, that I can't help you with. But if you want to ask random questions about concepts or philosophies or beliefs in the Outcast region as a whole and in this Not a Scratch universe, ask them to me. And my idea is to basically do almost like a world building or deep dive into that specific question. So this will be posted, I'm going to say hesitantly, bi-weekly. I think that's a safe thing for me to do. I don't think these will be long, but these will be available on the Patreon at the $1 tier. Because I've done this for all the folks. So the $1 tier, if you are a Patreon member, it'll be there. The first 2 episodes will be on the free tier as well. So just to give you guys like a little bit of stuff, again, as my apologies of basically ghosting you all on the Patreon. And you've been financially supporting the show and all of us and all the creations, the website and all the merch stuff and everything like that, which I greatly appreciate. So the least I can do is offer you guys some interesting looks into the Outcast region. I understand if you don't want to be a Patreon member anymore, that's perfectly fine, understood. If you want to hop back on when the show starts up, because that's when a lot of these benefits really get going. So I understand there. I'll try to figure out something to do for those of you that are on higher tiers that I can do semi-regularly. You can let me know if you have any suggestions of things that you are interested in. I'm happy to do that during this hiatus time because I'm unsure when all 3 of us are going to get back together to record because we need a few hours and also a little bit of time. I think we might also need like a time period just to remember what the show is about, which could be a fun episode in and of itself, but we've done that in previous seasons. But that's going to require multiple hours where all 3 of us are free at the same time and can reach our audio equipment and everything like that, which is kind of hard right now. So that is the overall gist. That is the idea right now. If you have any questions, I am on the Discord. Please, if you're on the Discord, I am the only person that you are allowed to do this for. Please at me, DM me, reach out to me. I will probably respond, especially now. Especially if you at me while like in the Discord channels themselves. I think that's probably the best. I'm the only person you are allowed to do that to. Please do not at Muhammad. Please don't at Daisy. I don't want to throw them under my bus. Throw me under my bus. That's how it works. Also, that's my way of getting communication. I know other people aren't necessarily the same. So reach out to me if you have any questions about this or if you want to submit some ideas and anything like that. That is available, again, on those 2 different channels. Or you can check out any of the other stuff that I mentioned here. They're all available in the description as well. And that is effectively it. So I will hear from you or see from you on Discord or on social medias. You will hear from me either this Friday on the Adoran Cast, on Patreon if you want to join the Patreon as a free tier. Again, remember, you can be a free member. First 2 episodes of this series are going to be there. Of this, question and answer, the world building thing. Or if you're not interested in any of that, then for the Not a Scratch folks and interested in that, I will hear from you and you will hear from us when we finally started recording and get started with season 8 of the show that never ends. But we're getting closer and closer to an ending, which I'm both excited and terrified for. That wraps us up here, everyone. Thank you so much for your support, for your understanding, for your patience throughout all of this. I know things have not been consistent, and unfortunately I cannot promise that things will be consistent in the immediate future, but I am hopeful that things are slowly picking up for those of you interested in this whole universe and what I have to say in particular. So that wraps us up here. Thank you, everyone, for listening, watching, and supporting in any way, shape, or form that you do. And until next time, I had to remember the outro. That's how long it's been, because I'm also so used to bouncing it off of them. I've been your PM, your DM, your GM, Anaru himself. And until next time, thanks. Take care.